So today I got a special delivery picked up straight from the NFL shop. Retails for $249.99. Brian Dawkins, Philadelphia Eagles, black alternate throwback jersey. And I saw this and I've been wanting it for a while, so I just decided to kick up and pick it up. Dawkins was a 16-year vet, spent 13 with the Eagles. He is the ultimate competitor, big hitting safety. He was part of that 2004-2005 Philadelphia team that went to the Super Bowl. Sore subject, I'll just say the word Spygate and leave it at that. But let's get into it.
Alright, so here we have it outside of the bag. Just as pretty as can be. The jock tag 03 was a good year for the birds. Inside, whatever that is. Top says 48 made in China. NFL reflective holographic sticker, John. Actually, let's take a look at the back real quick. So, for comparison purposes, I brought out my custom Eagles white jersey. And this is, let me do a pan out real quick. This was my custom Reebok. Actually, there's a date right on here. You can see that. So it's 8/11. So maybe I got it in 2011. So August of 2011. But inside of the equipment tag, you can see the texture where it was sewn. If we look on the Mitchell and Ness, it looks like a satin stitch on top of a piece of twill, on top of a piece of fabric. That's a pretty big difference. I mean, not vastly noticeable. And of course, it's a different year. But, you know, just something I noticed. And then the color of the middle layer here, this is like almost like a charcoal gray, where this is like kind of graphite, very light. And maybe that's the difference between the alternate black jersey and the white jersey. I don't know. Then, if we look at the Eagle, same idea as the neck tag. It's not sewn on the inside, it's just all sewn on top of a piece of tackle twill. Whereas this is all thread on the inside. This was all threaded. And there you can see the twill right in the beak. So looks like Mitchell and Ness kind of cheaped out with some of the other materials. But whatever, still looks good. Layered twill. As I've said before, the newer, the Nike jerseys, they use a kiss cut layering method. This is the old school. Same thing with Doc. Very similar materials. How about the size? Let's look at the size of the numerals. Yeah, okay. So spacing wise, as you can see, there's some space in between for the bottom, the midnight green layer. We go over to the custom and not quite. It's touching. So there's a slight size difference there. Again, we knew there were going to be some variations. We even look at the front too, compared to the custom. Actually, that looks about the same. Yeah, it's about the same. So there's the front too for the custom. Front two for the Mitchell and Ness. About the same. Size-wise too. Let's take a look at the back. So the back of the Mitchell and Ness, so that's interesting. So if you can see it, the dazzle mesh, it's running vertical in the back, and then on the nameplate it runs horizontal. We look at the custom, and it runs horizontal all the way through. Font looks to be about the same. If I look at the K, that looks about the same. Neck material is actually the same. This is not the same material, spandex material that was on the arms. This is different. This is the ribbed material, the heavy rib. Same thing here with the Mitchell & Ness. So it looks like, so Mitchell & Ness of course tried to recreate this jersey as best they could, and to an extent they were right, because the retail authentics that came out for 2003 looked like this, but this isn't the style of jersey that Brian Dawkins wore during that season, actually for most of his career. So what I have here is my game worn Chris Gokhan jersey from '08, and this is actually the style that Doc wore. And the cut, as you can see, very high for the mesh, whereas this one of course is right underneath the yoke. So again, I mean, this is how the retail authentics looked back in the days, but if Mitchell & Ness had recreated something like this, you know, of course with longer sleeves, but like that would have been on point. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, so the authentic from '08, it looks like it was stitched on top of the twill, just like the Mitchell & Ness. So it's like they kind of went all out for the retail authentic, and then for the players, they just kind of, they did it real simple. So again, as you can see, there's the twill underneath, and then stitching on top. Same idea here. With the neck patch, that looks like the retail authentic, like my custom. But I mean, again, they couldn't. Mitchell & Ness could only do so much. They had to keep it very simple, very, you know, cookie cutter, so that they could reproduce this jersey over and over for different teams, different players, and whatnot. Here's the back of this Chris Gokhan jersey. He's a decent player. Played from, I believe, 2006 maybe to 2009. Little known fact, he was one of the very few Filipino players in the league. That fact is close to my heart for the fact that my wife is Filipina, excuse me. But anyway, I digress. I have the jersey from my all-time favorite player, Brian Dawkins, aka Weapon X. The man, the myth, the legend. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Like, subscribe, hit me up, and let me know, as always, if there's another jersey that you want me to review or something to that effect. Let me know what you think. And what do you guys think? Who's the greatest? So to me, Brian Dawkins is the greatest player of all time for the Eagles. In your opinion, who's the best player for the Birds? Let me know.